Basically, TCUN is a designation for our flagship programs. We have a TCU in London, a TCU in Florence, and a TCU in Seville. There is commonality for the three programs in that if you choose a TCUN program, you're going to work very closely with someone in our office for advising, to get your visa, to be oriented, to get ready to go, to choose your classes and get enrolled. There's a lot of hands-on from the study abroad office when you choose a TCUN program. A commonality with all study abroad is that you have a 2.8 GPA and that you have been at TCU for 2 semesters. In addition, with some programs there may be additional requirements, but those are fairly consistent across all study abroad programs.
Never felt more homesick for a place ever in my life as I do for that city. And I know what it's like to live in London, and I know that's exactly where I want to live.
If you choose to go to TCU in London, you will enroll in the University of Westminster. It's a large university of 23,000 students. It's a public university. The catalog there is huge because it's accommodating 23,000 students. We're finding that our business students are getting good articulation from that university, and there's also the opportunity in London to do internships. The housing in London is residential housing through the university, and you'll be housed with other international students and students from Great Britain. In all instances, including London, we have on-site help for you. In London, your on-site help is actually the study abroad office, but at the beginning of the semester, someone from TCU accompanies you to London, helps you get settled in, takes you on excursions, and then at midterm, some folks from TCU come over again to be sure you're doing all right, and we offer some activities that students seem to think really helps them get a good start in London.
You all were gracious enough to send me over to London as well to talk with the London study abroad students. And there was one case, one student, she was having a kind of difficult time in the beginning. But by the time I arrived and talked to her, she had settled in, had got used to her situation, and told me that it was the single most important, valuable thing she had done in her life.
If you choose to go to Florence, the model is different. You go to the University Lorenzo de' Medici. We refer to that university as LDM for short. LDM offers a wide arrangement of courses, but they also have some courses that are more specific to the arts. At that university, we have logistical help. We have a company there called Accent that will help you with your needs on the ground in Florence, with the aid, again, from our office, being in constant contact with them. Someone goes at the first of the semester, helps you get going. Someone comes at the middle of the semester. And again, there are excursions. There's an excursion to Rome and some evenings out in Florence that come with that program.
Just being able to be out there, experience the people, experience the culture, the food, the friends, everything that I learned over in Florence really made me better prepared to know what all is out there. And not only Florence, when I was abroad I got to travel so many places in Europe, and so just my understanding of differences and different cultures was definitely strengthened by studying abroad.
When I was abroad, I can specifically remember a number of times just relaxing, going and grabbing a coffee and sitting on the street and watching people pass by and for hours. So this appreciation for life that I developed over in Spain, I feel as though will really affect the rest of my life.
The The third of the flagship programs is TCU in Seville. If you go to Seville, you enroll in the University Pablo de Olavide. At this university, you will take classes primarily in English, but also in Spanish, depending on your Spanish level. For this program, you do need to have had 2 semesters of Spanish prior to going on the program. Mainly, not because of the coursework, but because you're going to be having homestays and living in the home of a Spanish family.
I studied Spanish my whole life, but I think that when I got to Spain, I really found kind of a home away from home. And it really impacted my career path. Now I'm going to be a translator, I'm going to keep using my Spanish. So it was definitely, it kind of marked a turning point in my life from before and after studying abroad.
So while you're in Spain, you do need to have fairly significant language skills to get by in your home and on the streets of Seville. The university there caters to students who are coming from the United States, so there is also a good bit of coursework in English, but you'll take a placement test to be sure you're in the right level of Spanish once you're there. We have an on-site coordinator in Seville who will greet you when you come, and again, TCU personnel go at the beginning of the semester and come in the middle of the semester.
The TCU program in Seville is really great. They have everything already in place, all the forms that you need to fill out, all of the different processes that you have to go through to become eligible to study in a foreign country. They have housing figured out, they have everything in place already, all the basics anyway. And it just is a really good experience because I became more independent, more self-reliant, and really put in positions that you have to figure out things for yourself. You can't rely on someone else to do it for you, and I think that's made me a much more independent person.
As far as the cost of these programs goes, you pay TCU tuition for all study abroad programs, and you'll pay a program fee that will cover your housing on site and some of these extra excursions and add-ons that I've previously mentioned.